here we are, Trenny and C for another whiskey review.
Mm-hmm. Two
today,
guys wearing polo shirts.
Yeah, you only polo once. So we got today. I'm gonna just pull it out. We've got the Jim Beam Devil's Cut. Jim Beam is the best-selling bourbon in the world. I'm sure you already know that. It's produced in Claremont, Kentucky. It's been in production since 1795. Sorry, but this specific and particular brand came out in late 2011.
Yeah.
Why don't you pour us a little bit?
I will do that. So the name Devil's Cut is basically a play on the angel's share. Mm-hmm. The angel's share is the portion that's lost to evaporation. So they say that the Devil's Cut is the portion that is lost being absorbed into the wood of the barrel.
Right.
So after they dump it, some of that bourbon is still trapped within the barrel wood.
Makes sense.
Jim Beam claims to use a proprietary method for extracting this treasure, this Devil's Cut that is trapped.
It's trapped, yeah.
Yeah, and they call it sweating the barrel. So sweating the barrel is basically you add water to the barrel, you add heat, and then you agitate. So the idea is
some guy shakes up the barrels.
One really big guy.
Yeah.
One really big Cooper.
That's great. He just tosses the barrels and juggles them.
Oh, Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they have.
I think they have a giant ape.
Yeah, you don't have to pay them very much.
The extracted bourbon is then blended with extra aged bourbon.
Yeah.
So essentially, that piece that comes out, the drippings or whatever you want to call it.
They call them the drippings.
The drippings. Yeah. I'm sure they call it the drippings. They mix that with essentially what is Jim Beam Black.
Okay, cool.
And then you get this.
What's the percentage on this? This is 45%. Cool. This one's for really this being a better version, in my opinion, than just the regular Jim Beam. It doesn't cost that much more. No. It's $30 Canadian, 25 pounds, $22 US. Mm-hmm. There is no age statement on this, but there never really is with Jim Beam too often. But it's about 4 to 6 years old.
It used to be 6 years old, but that was back when Jim Beam Black was 6 years old.
Right.
So it's kind of like, it's got the same age statement as Jim Beam Black, essentially, which is extra aged.
Yeah.
It doesn't say that anywhere, but...
No. It's, and, well, like all bourbon, it's natural color.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
So, hey, you should stick around because we've got a special segment tonight. Everybody loves our segments.
Okay, see you in a minute.
All right, everybody, welcome to Blend Factory. Cue the song. Trenny and C, Blend Factory. Okay. So Blend Factory, the idea behind Blend Factory is that we take this little ping pong ball, we drop it into the Blend Factory, it bounces around.
It blends.
It blends, and it chooses what we're going to drink. So tonight, we've switched it up a little bit because we're not just going to do blends of straight whiskey. We've got some mix in there. We've added in some club soda, maraschino cherries, and bitters. So
we even have cocktail glasses this time.
There we go. So we're expecting some kind of crazy cocktail concoction.
You never know. It could be delicious.
Here's the other thing that we're going to do. I'm going to drop the balls for you.
Yeah.
You drop them for me.
Always dropping the ball.
So trying to screw each other over a little bit. Here we go. Okay. Here, this is your first drink.
Okay, and I will pour it.
Oh,
bitters.
Okay, we'll replace that with some Jack Daniels.
I'm going to do 3, 1, 2, 3 big splashes.
Strong bitters. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
You could just end up with maraschino cherries and club soda.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Here we go.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh,
club soda.
Bitters and club soda. Bitters and club soda. All you need is a scotch And you might be having a lovely
This
beverage.
might not be bad, actually.
Good for you.
Okay, let's replace that with...
Oh, yeah. Get some
white
owl
whiskey, whatever the hell that is.
Yeah. Here we go. Oh, Jack Daniels.
This might be delicious.
Okay. Lost a peg there. I'll replace that while you're pouring.
So I've got the bitters, club soda, and my whiskey is Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels single barrel.
I might put a little bit more in there, actually.
It's not maybe for me. Okay. All right. Well, it's your turn
Cool.
to try.
Let's replace.
Put back the original.
The white,
the
white owl there. Okay. Perfect. Okay, and I'm gonna do one for you here. See what happens. Okay.
Yes. No. Yes.
Oh,
okay.
Glenlivet.
I can do that.
Okay, that's reasonable.
How about we throw in some Lazy River bourbon?
Oh, that sounds good.
That sounds
Does
quality.
it sound good?
Lazy River's never been lazier.
That's right. Okay, here we go. Oh, you're getting 2 whiskeys so far.
I'm getting 2 scotches.
Yeah, that's true.
And we'll put that weird white owl back there.
Sure.
That's some kind of weird Canadian whiskey. I don't know. Maybe just some soda if you don't mind. If I could just ask that. Maraschino cherry.
Okay. Interesting.
This is delightful.
This sounds just great.
Okay, we'll be right back to review our cocktails.
Mine sounds a little better, I think.
Maybe. Oh, juicy.
Okay, so we are back.
We're going to taste these things now.
This is actually a review for the Jim Beam Devil's Cut. At some point, we will get there. But in the meantime, I think we made some pretty interesting concoctions.
This is I'm the most excited I've been for a blend factory. I actually have 2 scotches, and a maraschino cherry.
Yeah, and I think mine's actually going to be pretty tasty because I got
look at the Kool-Aid color I have there.
The club soda, the bitters, couple dashes of bitters, and Jack Daniels.
That's like a real drink.
That's like I would actually probably drink that.
Okay.
All right. Cheers.
All right.
Oh, maybe too much bitters, but that's okay. Okay. Maybe it's not as good as I was hoping.
No, yeah. Yeah, this isn't a real drink.
Want to switch flavors for a second, just to see what it's like?
Yeah, that's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I thought it was gonna be so good.
Oh no, that's way too sweet.
Yours is better.
Mine's better
because it's not as offensive.
Yeah, not as just.
This looks like. Yeah, this is like fruit punch. Maybe I put too much cherry juice.
I'm gonna just for the sake of it, put a touch of cherry in there to sweeten things up. Just a dash.
Bottoms up.
Bottoms up. Here we go.
Blend Factory bottoms up.
You mean?
I mean, yummy.
Yummy.
Make it at home yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's get these out of the way.
What are we doing here?
Let's pull out the Jim Beam Devil's Cut.
Okay, we're actually here for a Devil's Cut review, as you mentioned before.
Luckily, we have it pre-poured.
Yeah, it's ready to go. And don't worry, we did tasting notes in advance, so they're not all screwed up by the cherry juice we've just been drinking.
Yeah. Okay, so we've given you the history. We've given you a little bit of information on what the Devil's Cut actually is. This is, in probably both of our minds, one of the better versions of Jim Beam.
Mm-hmm. We haven't had them all yet.
We haven't had them all, but it's an arguable thing because some people don't even like Jim Beam at all.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you don't,
try this and see if you still don't.
You might like it.
Okay, color. Dark.
It is dark and deep and rich.
Golden brown. Mm-hmm. Deep, rich brown.
Yeah, that's nice.
That must come from all that barrel extracting.
It must. Okay.
All right. It must. There we go. We've decided. Okay, nose.
Nose. Right into the nose here.
Sweet, almond, and walnuts.
I'd much rather drink this than what we just drank.
Yeah, that was garbage.
Okay. Yeah, it has that classic Jim Beam thing. Mm-hmm. The nuttiness. Did you say the almond?
I said almond and walnut.
Almond walnut.
Sweet almond walnut.
It is clearly distilled from corn. It does have that corn syrup kind of thing going on. There is a hint of cinnamon that is a little bit different than a lot of their products, which is a classic thing for bourbon, but not as much in Jim Beam, and this one kind of has that. Must be the wood.
But it is toastier. Mm-hmm. It is a little bit musty and woody.
Yeah, it's like a dark. It's dark tasting. Smelling.
Also makes sense. And
So,
then
a little bit of nutmeg is in there. It is floral. It's like got a good bouquet to it.
a bit of that pie filling kind of appley. It's the cinnamon that you mentioned, all kind of happening there together.
It does have
Spices.
a slight burn to the nose, which is funny because I mean
I wrote sting.
Yeah.
I wrote sting. Yeah.
like the police sting.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was listening to that.
I think it's funny because we smelt Booker's before, and that is bottled at what, like sometimes 62% alcohol, if
Even
not
more,
higher.
yeah.
And yes, it's a high percent alcohol, but I get a sting off of this one.
Yeah.
You know,
The straight
maybe that's
damn
just the
shit.
thing with Jim Beam. Okay, let's try it.
Woody and oaky up front.
Mm.
Yeah, you can definitely taste that that extracted bourbon.
It's definitely there, but it's like a well-balanced version.
You're
Because
right. It's not overpowering.
It's not overpowering like you would think from, agitating a barrel and
Water, heat, agitation.
Yeah, exactly. It's mellow though. It's smooth. I hate use that word, but it is pretty smooth.
Yeah,
it's easily drinkable.
I got a cooked brown sugar sweetness going on there. Pleasant alcohol nip. It's got that nip, but it's pleasant. It's not offensive.
And I'm wondering if there's a slight rye note to it too, which could be the nip.
Yeah, because it is a bit spicy, right?
There's on the taste, does have a little bit of that cherry cola thing going on. Hopefully it's not the maraschino cherries that we just tasted, but I think it's there.
I was having a good night when I wrote these notes here, because one of my notes says, gets you shit canned.
Yeah, I'm sure it probably does.
That's the point, I guess.
Yeah, I guess a lot of people drink for that reason.
Yeah, it's very drinkable, though.
But it is a good wood and spirit balance for sure. So when they say it's the devil's cut and they get it from the saturated wood, you would think that might be too overpowering, but it's really, really well made.
I mean, how much can they really pull out of there anyway?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, what percentage of this is essentially Jim Beam Black, and what percentage of it is actually that extracted?
Yeah, right.
You know,
they're extracting however many barrels, they still might only get a bottle's worth.
And it's been said that some people that are into blending, they'll tell you that as little as about 10 milliliters can really impact the flavor of a blended whiskey. So it could be a small amount that's actually just kind of creating that flavor.
I can understand that, because if you put like a heavily peated whiskey, like even 2 drops into a non, you taste that power.
Yeah, for sure. We got to move here.
One of my notes was rusted honey.
I don't know that I've ever had rusted honey.
Oh, you haven't? It's fantastic.
That's great.
Okay, moving on to finish.
Along with our awful notes we've written for this one, I have warm throat. That's a finish note. Warm throat.
And mine, I have mouth watering into dry.
Okay, I got a real note.
Yeah.
Slightly leathery.
Okay.
Oaky throughout. All the way front to
Nice,
back. Boom,
nice.
finish. Oaky.
Okay, cool.
It is pleasantly oily from a viscosity
It
standpoint.
is, and that's definitely the wood in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's score this
score
guy
it
up.
up.
I gave it a 25.54.
What?
You gave it a straight on 27,
Oh.
which is pretty generous.
Yeah.
All in all, it's a 26.27. We have the board right here. We are too lazy these days to
we
pull
don't
it out.
have
We don't
time.
care anymore. But it's up there. We'll show you the grand finale of all of our
The
whiskeys at the
standings.
end of the year, the standings.
It's in the middle.
So, anyways,
Cheers.
Jim Beam Devil's Cut. If you can find it, it's good.
For the price.
Yep.
Tranny and
Tranny and C.